Oh my goodness. I never expected this. I never expected this. I know it's been a bit since, I uploaded a video on the channel, but oh my god, the New England Patriots are actual winners when it comes to this year's free agency class. Holy shit. Did they sign so many players? They re-signed, and man, did they sign some major pieces. And I mean major, I mean major pieces. Let me just tell you, all this started when they re-signed Cam Newton, quarterback of the New England Patriots. They re-signed him to a 1-year, $14 million contract. And you're thinking, okay, makes a lot of sense. Cam Newton, he only had 1 year to shine. He was also injured. He never had a true off season with the team. He was also had coronavirus throughout the entire season. But the first 2 games, and even the third game, where you can clearly tell he didn't feel right in his first 2 games, 2 to 3 games, he looked incredible. He looked like a top 10 quarterback. Up until the Chiefs game, Cam Newton looked phenomenal. After that, you can clearly tell COVID still played a huge part in Cam Newton's gameplay. Not just that, but also the offense had literally no weapons except for running backs. That was it. And for the defense, well, there were major holdouts, like Patrick Chung and Devontae Hightower as some major pieces to them opting out of the season due to COVID, but they will return this season just like Cam Newton. But if you thought it was just Cam Newton returning, oh boy, we got some major pieces. Let's talk about the recent signing. The New England Patriots signed Chargers tight end Hunter Henry to a 3-year, $37.5 million contract with $25 million guaranteed. This makes Hunter Henry the second highest paid tight end in the league. I am not joking. And if you think, oh, I get it. The Patriots, they're a tight end-esque team. With Aaron Hernandez, who was actually a better tight end than Gronk before he had his situation, and of course Rob Gronkowski, a Hall of Famer when he fully retires. But not just that, Hunter Henry and Bill Belichick actually have a history. I am not joking. This actually happened. Bill Belichick, and I quote from his words, "I've been looking at Hunter Henry since high school. This man has been looking through Hunter Henry's entire football career. This was a perfect match. Hunter Henry is a underrated tight end. And we'll talk about another tight end who's actually getting paid higher and is the highest paid tight end in the National Football League, and Javon Smith, tight end of the Tennessee Titans, now has signed a 4-year, $50 million contract. Holy crap. Both Hunter Henry and Javon Smith are both underrated, but man, are they both great. And both tight ends are underrated due to the teams that they were on. The Titans were based on Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown, and the Chargers were based simply on Justin Herbert slinging the football to Mike Williams, to Austin Eckler, and to Keenan Allen. But Hunter Henry and Javon Smith, two underrated tight ends who, let's be honest here, could flat out be the number 1 tight end on separate teams. If they went to separate teams, they would probably be the number 1 tight end unless they went to a team like the Raiders or the Chiefs or the 49ers, where clearly they won't due to Darren Waller, Travis Kelce, and George Kittle. But these are 2 great moves by the New England Patriots. But if you think that was over, if you think signing 2 tight ends were over, you'll be wrong. The Patriots also re-signed defensive line hopefully I'm saying this right. Derek Wise re-signed to a 4-year, $30 million contract, $10 million guaranteed. This is a good move. It's a very underrated move because not many people know about Derek. But this is a smart move. And this is a smart move. Underrated, but it's a good move. Also a good move and underrated is they signed Jets defensive line Henry Anderson to a 2-year contract. Unfortunately, the numbers of the contract have not been announced to the public yet, but this contract has indeed been signed. The next move. We won't talk about the number one sign of the offseason, but we will talk about the second. The New England Patriots have been criticized for not having wide receiver talent for Cam Newton to throw to, but this is great. The New England Patriots have signed 49ers wide receiver Kendrick Bourne to a 3-year, $22.5 million contract. Yes, this is exactly what we needed. Our best wide receivers on the team were Bird. I'm going to say this right here, right now. N'Keal Harry, who, unless he goes to a different team and somehow changes the rest of his career, will most likely be an NFL bust. And Jacoby Meyer, who was a quarterback turned wide receiver. Basically, was Julian Edelman. And Julian Edelman, who was in and out of the line due to injuries. This is a smart move to get Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne is really underrated, especially from the 49ers, due to the fact that they have George Kittle, they got Jordan Reed, of course, they got Deebo Samuel, and of course, they got their first round pick last year, and Brandon Ayuk. I think getting Kendrick Bourne is indeed a smart move on the Patriots front, and I think this is a smart decision. The New England Patriots also re-signed defensive line Carl Davis. The years and contract have not been released to public, but this is indeed a smart move, and again, underrated, just like Henry Anderson and Derek Wise re-sign and contract. I think this is an underrated move. But let's talk about Jalen Mills, defensive back from the Philadelphia Eagles, to a 4-year, $24 million contract, $9 million guaranteed. This is underrated, but this is a really smart move. I don't know that much about Jalen Mills, but Jalen Mills was a part of that Super Bowl winning team for Philadelphia with Nick Foles, and Jalen Mills could play the same way he did in the Super Bowl, then I think that this will be a smart move. Now let's talk about Matthew Judon. Matthew Judon was a solid piece for Baltimore Ravens, and now we have signed him to a 4-year, $56 million contract, $32 million guaranteed. This is a smart move. This is a really good move. Granted, I feel like we kind of overpaid, but trust me when I say this flat out. When Stephon Gilmore, who was part of the Buffalo Bills, yes, Stephon Gilmore was a Buffalo Bill, was a free agent, and we got him. The New Patriots got him. He completely changed. He became the best corner. He was the defensive player of the year last season. So I feel like if Matthew Judon could at least have similar or a bit better stats than he did last year, that's already a good sign. But this will be a brilliant move. Many people think that it's just overpaid, but I assure you, Bill Belichick is a defensive mastermind, right? He is known for his incredible defenses. both of his defenses led him to Super Bowls in the beginning of Brady's career. I ain't afraid you say this. Brady was a general manager back when he started his rookie contract. But now we see how he evolved into a guy who can win without receivers, i.e., the last England Super Bowl, where they had literally no receivers. Mainly because Josh Gordon out for his traumatic pass, and Julian Edelman and Gronk were not themselves. Of course, they were injury prone, so injuries had an effect on both of them. That's why Gronk retired. But Matthew Judon, this is a smart play, and I think Matthew Judon will be a key piece to the New England Patriots making the playoffs. And yes, they will make the playoffs this year, unless Cam Newton regresses even more. But I assure you, the Patriots will make the playoffs. Let's talk about the Patriots signing NT Devon Godwich. Let's go with Goddix from the Miami Dolphins to a 2-year, $16 million contract, $9 million guaranteed. This is a smart play. He was part of that incredible Miami defense, and again, this is an underrated move, but I assure you this will be a good piece. But, ladies and gentlemen, we need to talk about the biggest move. Aside from Matthew Judon, Javon Smith, and Hunter Henry, I personally think this is the biggest player that we signed. New England Patriots have signed Raiders wide receiver Nelson Aguilar to a 2-year, $26 million contract. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our number one wide receiver for 2 years. Woo! Yes! Of course, Nelson Aguilar was part of the Philadelphia Eagles, and when he left Philadelphia, it was, he didn't really have a good reputation as a guy with stone hands who couldn't catch anything. He revived his career in Las Vegas and showed the world that he can be a true number one wide receiver. Thank God he did move to Vegas rather than staying in Philadelphia, because he would have been part of that shithole. But this is a smart play, and if Nelson Aguilar could be the exact same way he was in Las Vegas, then he will be the number one wide receiver, and he can teach N'Keal Harry how teach him to be the number one wide receiver. This is smart. This entire situation is smart. Not just that, rumors have stated that the New England Patriots are interested in Tampa Bay Buccaneers running back Leonard Fournette, who just won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady, Gronk, Godwin, Evans, Brown, and so many other players. But this entire offseason is just phenomenal. It is, and truly is phenomenal. And I assure you, New England will make the playoffs, and I'm calling it right here and right now. New England Patriots 11-5. Oh yeah, I'm going there. New England Patriots this offseason 11-5. Here we go. Woo! But ladies and gentlemen, that is just all the news for all of you. New England Patriots will do incredible. This is just phenomenal. Again, it's been a bit since I uploaded a video on the channel, but I will upload more videos on the channel. Of course, we will need to talk about a couple of videos I have in mind. Of course, I want to talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick to Washington. I want to talk about a what-if video that I'm intrigued in recording, and I want to try a live stream, which we could possibly try to do with the draft this offseason. But ladies and gentlemen, if you do like this video, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and if you guys want, we could try to do our best to create a second channel or a third channel if you guys are new or, old veterans to the channel. Podcast style, where we talk about random stuff like past trauma, relationships, just anything in general that you guys want to talk about, we will talk about. So if you guys do enjoy, subscribe to the channel, like this video, press the notification bell. I have no script. I'm just basically going off my mind and my ideas and my thinking, because we all need to be creative, because we can't just be in a system. And I'm already rambling about something completely different. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. See you guys tomorrow. Goodbye. Damn, I could become a rapper. God damn, I need to stop talking.